Hi everybody, happy Monday. I hope you are having a blessed day today. I know I am. Thank you, Jesus. Always on my side, always provides. We have a little bit of background music over here. I have to get my cat noticed, so if you hear crying and crying, that's why. She's going crazy with the meowing. Alright, forget about her. What am I going to do? Today I'm going to make a Spanish soup, and it's called arroz con gandules soup. And what that is just some rice and some fresh gandules. I buy them frozen, so I have fresh gandules. And what I'm gonna put in them, I'm gonna mash up these bananas, and I'm gonna make little balls inside the soup. And I also have some ribs here, like a piece of rib from the last time that I made. I have actually two different cuts. This is from the big pack of ribs that I made the other day. If you remember, I made ribs. And this one is from a roast pork fried rice that I had made the other day. So I have those pieces of meat, and I'm gonna chop them up really small. I'm gonna chop them up really small, and I'm gonna put them in my pot, and I'm gonna start adding the stuff. The first thing I'm gonna do is turn on the stove. Okay, I'm going to turn on the stove. It won't cooperate. Let's see. Yes. Thank you. Let me lower that flame is too high. Okay, that's good right there. So I'm going to chop this up, and then I'll be back. What I want to do is chop this up into little pieces. So I'm going to chop this up, and then I come back, and then we could start. Hi, everybody. I chopped my meat up. So I told you that part of it was boneless pork, and part of it was little ribs. So you're gonna see like one or two big chunks of ribs, but the other pieces are really nice and small. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to stir fry this up. I'm gonna put a little bit of oil in this, some olive oil, like that much, and I'll put a little more because I'm gonna need this for the rice. I'm going to make the soup in there with the rice. I'm just reaching for sazon. Okay, so I grab a sazon. This cat is driving me batty. She wants to dig my plants. Mew. No. 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 I have some nice cute little greens growing, and she wants to get at them. Alright, so I'm going to raise this heat, and I'm going to stir fry this for a few minutes. And once it's stir fried, I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, I stir fried it a little bit. It's not really completely like stir fried, ready to eat. It's still raw, but this is what I wanted. I wanted to see it like all with little bubbles. Once you see little bubbles on it, those little bubbles are telling you that it's releasing all the flavors and everything. So this is a good time where I can add my sofrito. And what I have here is like 3 tablespoons of sofrito. This is gonna have a really good taste, guys, okay? So I'm gonna add my sofrito to that, and I'm just gonna mix this up. And I'm gonna add some olives. Let's get some olives. I'm running low on the olives, but that's okay. I'm gonna get some soon. My daughter takes me shopping Wednesday, so I'll go then. Okay. And add a little bit of broth. You know that I gotta add a little bit. Okay. Yum, yum. All right, now to wait for this to come back up to a boil. All right, so when it does come to a boil, I have like 1 little bag and a half of tomato paste that I'm gonna add to that when that comes to a boil. I already have my gandules, and they're already washed. Gandules are pigeon peas, and you can get them frozen, and you can get them in a can. I prefer them frozen. If I don't have access to frozen, I don't mind using the can. I just rinse it out. Now, these bananas are gonna go in there, and so is the rice. So this banana, it looks like a regular yellow banana, but it's not. It's a Spanish banana, and it's used for cooking and boiling. And I already cut them up into a lot of pieces. Some of them get brown, just like a banana gets brown. So some of them are brown, but I have them in water. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them and put them in my blender, and I'm going to whip them up until they get a nice little paste. All right, so I'm going to show you how to cut this in a minute. But first, let me see what's going on. I didn't add any of my seasonings. The only thing I added in there was sazon and olives. Let's get some pepper going in there, okay? We need some pepper. Takes a long time. It's not like that electric. No, it's not like that. You gotta work it. You want it, work for it. Not too much, because this is cracked pepper, and meaning that those little pieces, you're crushing a whole kernel of that, a whole little ball of pepper. So you're crushing it basically, and it leaves big chunks. All right, I'm gonna get some salt. I have my salt. I'm just gonna palm. That's about 1 teaspoon. Oh no, that's too much. That's about half a teaspoon right there. 1.5. Okay. So I'm gonna add some of that. I'm gonna keep it real simple. I could put some parsley in there. More green, guys, more green. But you won't see the green. And one more thing that I could definitely add in there is a little a little QB nor, and that's just like a chicken broth. It just gives it a better flavor too, because you're making a rice. So let's just mix this up. This is cooking, guys. All right, so I added some salt. I did need onion, garlic, peppers, because everything is in my sofrito. So I'm just waiting for this to cook up, which is already cooked. So now it's time that I could throw in my tomato paste. I bought a big gigantic can once, and I froze it, and I made a whole bunch of these little bags, and boy, I think I've had this for more than 6 months. I made a whole bunch of bags, and I think I'm down to like 1 or 2, but I will definitely do it again, because you never know, one day you can use it and you run out of tomato sauce, and now you have these frozen ones. That's perfect. Let me wash my hands. Okay, so for now, this is going good. I'm just going to cook this up. Every time I put something in there, I got to cook it for at least a few more minutes. Everything requires cooking, but this is going to be almost done in a few more seconds. And then we could just leave it, and then we can wait for it to cook. But right here, this is where all the magic is happening, guys. All right, so let that cook up. I'm going to let that cook up for a few minutes because the tomato sauce is raw. I'm going to take my rice. I'm just going to place it right here. And I have my blender. Miu, go with your brother. All right, so I have my little pieces of bananas in here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop them in there. Like I said, if I have them in water, but I'm not going to use the water. All I'm going to use is the banana. I just want to make a nice little mixture there. I think I can get them all in. Okay, that's it. I can get rid of this dirty water. And you know what, guys? I was going to show you how to peel it, but let me tell you, this is self-explanatory, okay? You take your knife and you cut this corner, and you cut this corner, and then you slice it in the middle, just very little bit, and then you take your knife and you start peeling it, because it's a really tough skin, so you have to peel it, and that's it. Once it's done peeling, you chop it up into cubes. You can boil it, you can fry it, you can do so many things with this. This is called a green banana, Spanish. It's a cooking banana. All right, so let's not let this burn. My sauce is burning, so what I want to do is I'm going to add my gandules in there, and then I'm going to get some water. First, let me cook these gandules, because I was yapping, and like I said, I'm just going to grind these up a little bit, but first, I'm going to wait, because this sauce is already ready. So what I want to do is go on, beat it. Beat it. Beat it. I'm not talking to you anymore, cat. We're gonna get a spade. She's almost a year old. We adopted her. My daughter got her online. Her name is Miu. I know you've seen Miu before. She was in Amish country, and someone picked her up. She was just a little stray cat. Someone picked her up, but had a hard time carrying, so we adopted her. So let me get some water. First, I want to throw in my rice. Okay. And then I can put the water in here. This is 1.5 cups of rice. I didn't add a lot of rice because this is going to grow. It's going to get nice and puffy and big. And I'm hoping to make a soup, okay? What I want to do is a soup. So, there we go. See that? I get all that rice incorporated in there. Make it nice and red with all that tomato paste. Alright, so I'm going to get some water. Guys, this is going to require a lot of water because, like I said, I am making a soup. So that's one. I'm going to add about another one or maybe two. Let's see. I want it full to the top, that's for sure. Okay, there's 2 of those. So if you're doing it in your pot, you just want to make sure that that pot is full because that rice is going to absorb all the liquid that you put, and then you won't have enough soup. So I'm going to go in with another one. All right. And that's it. I think that should be enough. I could add a little bit more, but you know what? I think that's fine. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to blend these little things. They're really cool. They're really easy to blend. Not cool, but I mean, very easy. Just put them in the blender. And they're not so hard. They're hard, but not that hard. And if you see that it's not moving around, you can always add a little bit of milk to it or oil to it. I'll just add a little bit of oil to it just to help it along. So I just add the oil. So I'm going to keep blending this. I'm going to keep blending it because it likes pulsing. You can't leave it on too long because the motor will get hot. So I'm going to keep pulsing away. And I'll be back, and this has to boil, so I'll be back. Hi everybody, finally. This has come to a boil. So now what I want to do is, well, no, not yet. I want to show you, see this is all come to a boil, so I want to show you the pasty substance here. Now, what I'm going to show you, this is used to make pasteles. If you know what pastel is, just like banana with meat, and they wrap them in leaves and paper, and you boil them up, and they're pasteles. They're really good. Usually people save that for holidays or special occasions because it's really time consuming to make. You have to make a lot of this batter. So I'm going to put that to the side, and I'm going to show you all the batter that I made. Let me see where you can see it over here. Let me see the camera. All right, you can see it if I put it here. Look at this. Excuse me. I swallowed wrong. Okay. So we put all that in there. And I'm not going to use this yet because I want my rice and the soup to be done. I'll finish taking this out. It just looks like this. It looks like a nice little pasty stuff. See that? And what I'm going to do is make little balls. If you could see, I'm just going to make little balls, and I'm just going to drop them into my soup. And they're going to be like nice little bowls of banana little balls. It's gonna be really tasty. So yes, I just touched that. Okay, so I'm just gonna mix this up one more time, and you can see that the rice is already starting to cook. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover this because my meat is not ready. So I'm just gonna cover it for about 15 minutes. I'm just gonna reduce the heat a little bit. I'm gonna put it at medium heat, and I'm just gonna let that cook for about 15 minutes. I think the meat should be done there because I cut small pieces. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Hi everybody. So it's been about 15 minutes already cooking, and as you could see, all my rice is definitely cooked, and I have enough broth now that I can add the little plantains. So I have it right here. What I want to do is I'm just gonna grab a little bit, try to see if I can form a ball of dough, just like that, and I'm gonna drop them in. Just take a little spoon. Nice bite-sized spoons, because you don't want to be chopping them up. You just want to pop a whole one in your mouth. There you go, like that. And kind of like you smooth them out a little bit, but you drop them right in. Perfect little bite-sized. So I'm going to keep making balls like this, and I'll be right back. I'll be back. Did I press play? Hold on, let me check. And yes, I did press play. Guys, one thing I was going to tell you is you don't want to move them. If you move them, you will break them. So I have a little technique. I just swirl it around like this because they're not fully cooked yet. I want them to cook. So I have been here making these little bowls for a long time, guys. I don't know where else to put some because I think I filled it all up. It has so many in there already. But I'll show you a couple more because I'm still dropping them. You could think of these like dumplings, banana dumplings in a soup. Yeah, see how nice and smooth it is? Oh my goodness, it's perfect for pasteles. There's a lot of other things you can make with this. So many things. But right now we're doing this soup. Arroz con gandules and bollitas. Bollitas, I don't know what you would call them, little dough balls. Or little, it can't be plantains because they're not plantains, they're little banana balls. So, yes. I'm looking to see where I could drop some more. I want to finish up this batter, guys, because it's just going to go bad. This is not, well, you can actually, if you wanted to, you could freeze some of it. It freezes pretty good. You can buy them in the supermarkets frozen already. So let's see where I could put more. I am so afraid to keep adding to this. And I want to put my spoon in there so bad. But I know if you put it in there, you're going to break them. If you could see the little dumplings. When I move it, I'll show you one. Oops, sorry guys. Look, see? Little dumplings. But if I mix them, that means I'm taking a chance for them to go on the bottom and burn. And I don't want that, but I do have a little bit more room. I have a little bit more room. I think I could finish this, okay? So let's see how many more I can do. There's 1, 2, 3. And then I'm just going to cover this for about another 5 to 6 minutes. That's how long, because these bowls are really soft and it would cook up really fast. So I didn't add no milk to it. All I did was add a little bit of olive oil. So I'm going to drop that one there, and the last of it. The last little one. Okay, just drop it right there. And that's it. I am so hungry, but we have to wait. We're going to cover this up, and I'm going to let this cook for about 5 to 6 minutes, and then I'll be back and see if it's yum yum time because I'm so hungry. I'll be back. Guys, it's ready. It looks so good. I had to take a peek. That's why I came running to turn on the camera. Look at this. Look at the way I shut it off now. Look at the way all the little banana balls just rose to the top. They rose to the occasion. So I got my bowl. I got my big old cat bowl. And I'm going to serve some of these. Look how delicious, guys. Oh my goodness. To all my Spanish friends out there, if you were here, you get yourself a plate. Alright, so look. I got some little balls in there, and I got a little piece of rib. Got nice pieces of meat. Oh my goodness. You could call this like a Spanish dumpling soup made from bananas. And rice and gandules. You see the rice and the gandules all in there. So good. Alright, so I'm just going to grab a couple pieces of meat. And I think this is good. We have a nice broth going on. So this is going to be nice. It's supposed to be like a stew. Not a soup. A soup would have more liquid in it. This is a stew. So this is my recipe. Doesn't that look delicious, guys? I hope you like my recipe. I hope you try making this for your family. I hope they like it too. And I hope you all have a blessed day. Thank you for watching. Hit the like, comment button, subscribe, all the buttons on the side. And have a good night. Bye, guys. Look at that deliciousness. Bye, guys.